always good for bass. But I've already caught a couple smallmouths over by the marina this morning. It's a beautiful day. Wind is just starting to pick up, so we'll see how that works out. But it is a beautiful day. Water's 55 degrees or so. Yeah, 55 degrees. And we're just trolling one of my square bills across the lake. So once we get over here, a lot of cover. It's we're going to work a few different baits that I've made and want to test them. And there's one that's got a lot of promise. A lot of fish were chasing it, just didn't hit it earlier. So we're going to try it over here on my ultra light, and we're going to give that a shot. So, but I mean, a couple smallies. They were the first of the season. So very happy, and there's quite a few smallies over there. We'll come over here so you can find this a little bigger because they were small smallies. So tilt you down a little bit. Like I said, we're just sort of trolling square bill across. If anything, while we're headed over here. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. House right over there. That's the one of the buildings for the Boy Scouts. So, but the Girl Scouts at the very, very, very far end of the lake. Pretty sure there's Switzerland in the middle somewhere, but they did put them far enough apart to where Switzerland's a little harder to find. And there's YMCA, which got the newest facility down there. So look at the fish finder. Pretty empty right now. So we're only at 11 feet depth, which is about as deep as it gets in this leg of the lake. One eye on the pole, one eye on the fish finder. A lot of times when I come out here, I'm just testing some of my baits and just enjoying it. Some new designs, some new paint schemes, stuff like that. I just stocked the store at the marina with a whole bunch of new baits this morning. It's about 50 or 60 of them. And so that's exciting. They got some new packaging, and Anthony, who else? Fish Ranch. Hey, you're Fish Ranch. Okay, so just coming up into this area that I enjoy. There's a lot of down brush and trees and stuff like that under the water here on the right. I'm going to come over here. We're going to eat it. Somewhere right over here. And then we're going to throw out some shallow dive. And then, I wouldn't mind doing some chatterbaits over here too. I think chatterbaits will work really well. We're going to test out a few of my baits first. If you guys have noticed, terribleatfishing.com, I've suspended sales on it because I'm still recovering. And I just really drift over here because this is just brushing. Takes a while for my anchor down. Yeah. All right. Good. Let's pull this square bill in, and we're going to try some others. This is a great square bill, by the way. This is a rainbow trout design that I painted with a spinner on the back. Makes a big difference in connecting, with fish. So that's the anyway. It's an amazingly effective add-on to a square bill. But we're going to try this one because it really showed some promise over in the smallmouth area. They were chasing it, but this one right here, see how weird that thing is? Yellow, red, black. I kind of went crazy with it. Good colors for fishing. I'm not sure about the pattern. I just went crazy. That's all I meant. So, let's turn you guys this way. So you guys can see where I'm fishing. All right. This is the area in which I'm fishing. I can't see the screen right now. Although, if I just pressed a button, oh well. Oh, you guys can see it. So let's see if I catch anything. I could have just switched it around. I'll do that so I can see what you guys are saying. Because right now you guys are, the screen's the other way. Not too bright. But this lure has got some really good action. I'm happy with the way it looks in the water. Let's see. Let's turn you guys this way. And then what I'll do is just press a button here. I think that's the button. Yeah, there it is. I think you get better quality too. I don't know. Although, it's only as good as the data, the bit speed. So we're going to see if we can't catch something over here. There's a lot of down trees under here. Lots of down trees. Yeah, I want to try some chatterbait over here too. I think the chatterbait is going to work. I think this one's going to work too. So. Sure is pretty though, isn't it? It's one of the nicest lakes in Oregon. That's where I lived. It's here in Oregon. About 30 minutes from this lake. Oh, there's one chasing it. We had a fish chasing it, which happens with this bait a lot. So I think I just got to figure out how to play this bait. Maybe stop and go. Let's try stop and go on it. See if they hit it on the stop. Because every bait has a technique, So when you play with these, and this one looks good swimming, but they seem to want it to stop. So we're going to do a little stop and go action on this. So I do a few turns on my reel, stop. A few turns, stop. Try to vary the rotations a little bit. So it shows some erraticness to it. It didn't look like they chased it that time. So we're going to do a nice medium retrieve on it. And let's see what happens. Sort of a medium retrieve, steady. Got a new rod coming tomorrow. That'll be fun on Wednesday's trip. I had somebody post saying I don't do a lot of fishing. Give me a break. I do a lot of fishing. And fishing videos. I don't know what playlist he was looking at. Told him to look at the Lake of the Woods playlist. That's where we're at here. I'm going to run the speed a little bit faster than medium. So we're basically burning it, through the water, doing it real fast. I want to see what happens. Let's pause it right there. It kind of has a neutral buoyancy. It does have some floating, but it'll stay in the water column. There's a fish looking at it. I'm just going to leave it there. He swam away. They seem to like it going fast. So let's see if we can get something on a reaction strike. We'll go to a chatterbait. Let's try something. The water's still cold. So, the trout aren't hitting like they will in a couple weeks. The bass. So I'm just happy that I've got a couple smallmouths already. So, all right. So I'm going to put a chatterbait on here. A light one, small one. And I'm going to go with white. A white chatterbait, because we have nice clear water. When the water is clear, and you always you want to really want to catch something on one of these because they're so cool. Somebody gave them to me, and so I think Brandon over at Fish in the Southeast gave these to me. So we're going to cut a little bit of so remove some of this, shorten it up. There we go. Attach that to that. Good to go. So this is the chatterbait I'm using. So all right, so here we go. Let it sink. Go down near the bottom, sort of in the middle of the water column. And you just reel it in to activate that chatter. Once you can see your tip vibrate, you've got your chatter going. A little faster. Sit in the ground. And keep an eye on it so you can see when it gets close to you what it's doing. So it's nice clear water, so you can see it. This is a 1/4 ounce one, so it's a little heavy for my rod, but it's at its extreme. And now I'm just watching it right below my boat. So I want to see what action I can give it. So when I'm not seeing, I know what it's doing. So let's turn the boat a bit. Okay. And because I know there's stuff over here. So we're going to see if we can't get something around the stuff that's under the water. Bounce it off the bottom a little bit. Such a pretty day, huh, guys? We're going to drift down a little bit closer to a tree I like fishing at down here. So we'll pull up anchorage so let me drift a bit down to it. See if the current takes me down. It's a lot more cover down there. This is where you pull up cousin it. It's nothing but vegetation down here. And then you pull it up, you get cousin it. Yeah, shake it off. Cousin it. For those who know the Addams family. He's the one with the bad hair day all the time. A lot more cover down here. Working it right in the middle of the water column here. You got some SU piers, suppers. Drop anchor here. This is about right. Howdy. Yeah, a couple smallmouths. The bass are starting to hit. Right in between two logs there. Two down trees. I always tell people when the bite slows and you can go really small baits, which we might do. Might go with a really small bait. And that usually gets the bite on. But we'll fish this for about 5 minutes here and see if we can't get at least a bite. Some people think I'm impatient, but no, I just know that if something's going to work, it's going to work. We could go with a wacky worm, you know. Toss out a wacky and see, let it float down. We'll see. I don't see anything chasing this. That's really the trick. We might, instead of such a bright color, which technically is the right one to choose, sometimes a watermelon or a pumpkin, um, something like that. It's just green pumpkin or something. Looks a little bit more natural. This is supposed to look like a shad, which this lake doesn't have, but fish bite it anyway. Okay, we're going to go really small. We can get the bite on over here, and then we can go something bigger once the bite comes on. And catch something bigger. But right now, we are going on small. I've caught fish on this plenty of times. This is one of mine. Little bubble thing. It's tiny. It's a tiny little lure. Sort of a tequila sunrise color. See, there it is. That's it. Okay. That's all I can do. The way you guys are. Just a tiny little lure. We'll put it out there. This only goes down to about a foot or two underneath the water. Just not very far. It's just subsurface. Excuse me. It's got a good rattle. It's bright, so I mean, we'll probably catch a trout or two. I don't know, but you can actually see it flash under the water. It's kind of pretty. I even put some glitter in the clear coat, so to make it flash a little bit more. It might not be deep enough, but usually they'll come up and hit it. The water's only 56 degrees, so we need the water really to be at 60 degrees for good top water. Sure is a pretty bait. And I have caught stuff on this bait. Come on, babies. Might have to go a little deeper. That's kind of what you do when you're fishing. You kind of get a little methodical about it. Different depths. A lot of baits will dive different depths. You get the subsurface like this. You get the shallow divers. You get the middle divers. Um, lipless cranks. You can fish at any depth. Get anything. Always look for reaction. In the water. Whether you're getting a fish chasing it or whatnot. Cloud in front of the sun right now. We've got a little shade. light changes the color. Water. We're not getting anything with this little guy. I know you guys are probably thinking, you're so impatient, Mike. No, I know how to fish. Even though my channel is called Terrible at Fishing, but I do know how to fish. And I know how to test the waters a little bit in order to get them to bite. Now, this is a very slow retrieve ultralight bait. This one is. And so this one's going to be really slow. It's a jerk bait, but I painted it as an iridescent shad. It's really a very pretty paint job. And it's got yellows and blues and greens in it. So this is the bait, little guy. There's the little guy. Okay. But it's a very slow retrieve bait. You can't retrieve this one fast. So this one takes a while. And you're going to jerk it a little bit, work it like a jerk bait. But it takes like 1 second to reel one rotation or slower. This is a very delicate bait. Doesn't swim well if you try to bring it in quicker. Swims real good at a slow pace. But it dives about 3 feet. So we're going a little deeper. So it's coming out again. Cloud is past our sun. There we go. There we go, guys. We got one. See? Oh, we got a little baby, a baby largemouth. And that, see, I know how to fish. I know how to fish. Open your mouth. There you go. Let me take this out. Let me get my pliers. Such a little fish. And that's what ends up happening a little bit. So we're going to catch a few more of these. But, there's our little largemouth. And knowing how to fish a lure is real important. So whenever I tell people, when you buy bell closed on me. Whenever you buy a lure, you play with it a little bit right in front of yourself. And you just look at it, see how it reacts to different speeds, different techniques. And this way, when you throw it, you know what it's doing. But you're going to work this little bait, which I sell. A lot of people will reel it in too fast, but it's a slow retrieve. But we got a largemouth, a baby, a dink. It's okay. We need to get more action down. But notice that it hit on a shad, and we don't have shad in this lake, so. But they'll hit it because it's nice and sore. So we got one largemouth for the camera so far. Just a little guy. That's okay. We need to get sort of an excitement in the water. And then we can throw some bigger stuff, catch some bigger fish. Let's turn the boat just a little bit. I want to get over here. Get you guys on camera in case we get another one. Again, very slow retrieves on this. Does shine really nice in the water column. Looks like a little shad. Which, that's why I painted it that way. I did put some iridescent colors in it, slight transparency. There's of yellow, blue, and green on it. Really slow. Again. Right. Go over here. To dive down about 3 feet. Just reeling in it really, really slow. Bring my rod tip down to the water in order to get it to dive a little deeper. You lift your tip up, it'll lessen the dive. And I twitch it just a little bit in order to move it. It'll move the bait left and right. We'll look and see the next size up on this. I do have a really good one. So, this is a good one too, obviously. It's already caught a fish. But like I told you, when the bite is slow, go small, get the bite started, and then graduate your lures up. we're going to go graduate this up. I'm going to graduate this one up to the next size to have, of course, because, you know, I painted all these. I know what's in here. Just got to find it. It's not here. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. It's not ultralight. I love catching stuff on my light gear. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. This one. Ooh, that's a good one too. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. 6 cents. It might be too deep. No one's going to dive too deep for this water. There's rig box. I know I got it. There it is. I'm going to go with the 6 cents. I know it's not mine, but I love 6 cents. Can't buy mine, buy 6 cents. But it's a good bait. So it's an interesting pattern. It's a brown. They also love sharp hooks just like I do. So always get used to poking your hands. Your flesh will become a pin cushion in time. Let's turn the boat. This one's going to dive about 4 or 5 feet. So, but it's a good bait. Good bait. See if it works. Switch the camera around so you guys can see if I catch something or not. See my eyeball. Love the fact that the bass are starting to bite. What depth are we at? 8.5 feet. A couple shallow at 2 or 3 feet. Right in the middle of your screen, guys. That's where I casted it. I'm going to float down a little bit more. There's more cover down here, so a lot more cover. Ooh. Pull up another cousin it. You know, this anchor is kind of fun because it spins when you pull it up, and that helps shake off all that vegetation. So we're going to troll this a bit, just for here. Down this other area, because you just never know. Always keep a line in the water, even when you move the boat. I mean, unless you're going real fast, but in this boat, you can't go real fast, so we're good. You can always keep a line in the water. Okay. So we're just coast here. There's some great down trees right here. I'll fish this area here. Show you. See? Nice down trees here. We're going to run it right along these branches. Let me see if we can't get one to come out. Yeah, on top of the branches. There are some trolling lures that I want to try too. There's a drop off out here, which is really nice. Got fish here, I'm seeing them. So we're going to not leave this area just yet. Might not be the right bait. You know, that happens. Changed the bait. And it's a good bait. Don't get me wrong. I like it. I've caught stuff on it. We may have to go silver, because they reacted well to that shad. And I have a wonderful shad pattern in a lipless. Let's do that. So we're going to put aside my ultralight. I'm going to grab my Shimano medium heavy. I'm going to remove this one. Get out. Here. Yep, here it is. This is a lipless. This is what I caught the German brown on the other day. Big German brown. So this is the one. You have no idea what a big difference this makes. but it does. Why everybody's not doing it is beyond me. But it does make a wonderful difference. Over here, I think. Right next to this tree. Big old giant tree laying down in the water column. I should switch you guys around so you can see what I'm doing. Now, here. We're just running it right along this tree here. I saw some fish there, so this lipless is a really good lipless rattle trap. Got the biggest fish of my lifetime in freshwater with it. It's a big giant tree under the water, I'll tell you that. One thing about a lipless, you can cast it a mile without effort. Just a flip of the wrist. Flip of the wrist. I'm sort of making it yo-yo in the water column. Look like a flailing shad. Such a pretty day. Oh, it's grass. Get y'all excited when you fill your own reel in. I am sort of bouncing it off the bottom, so it's kind of expected. Let's see what I'm doing with my rod. This is my Shimano Slx Setup. The SLX XT reel. I absolutely recommend for a bait caster. One of the best values in reels. If you want to take up bait casting, definitely. I don't think I'll buy another reel. You know, I think the SLX XT is just, that's why it's always sold out. Always sold out. So wind is picking up a little bit. So we're going to move. All right. Let's get a cousin Ed again. There it is. Twist it off. Good go. Okay, so now I want to get in the drop off here. There is a new bait. That's a trolling bait. It's going to dive deep. And here it is. I want to try it. I painted it in a brown trout pattern. See that thing? It's crazy. Huh? So, but we got to get over in the deeper water. And swap this one out. I'm curious to see what we catch with it and see how it reacts. So we're going to find the drop off here, which isn't too far off for it. I want to try it. We've got a few fish already. I mean, largemouth, a couple smallies. I say when I let my hand off the tiller, we always go in a circle. The crap is that about? Safety. Circle of death, they call it, right? Because if you fall out of your bow, see how we're turning? I don't understand that. I mean, my tiller hasn't moved. It's just the way it is. Now, I got to see how this thing swims. So this thing is quite, oh, it looks, I mean, it's really hard. It's a hard dive. Okay, we're at 11 feet. I think this is going to go much deeper than 11 feet. So we're going to get out here to about 20 feet. And we're going to troll this thing. I really think it's going to go, 15 feet easy. I forgot what it's called, this type of bait. I've never owned one. So I bought one. Painted it. We're at 15 feet, 14 feet now, so. We are going to hit this drop off. So we're going to run the and it's a slow troll, so we're going to have to move this down to, so we're at 15. So crank this up a little bit and find this drop off. We'll find it. It's coming up. 16 feet. There are some fish down there. and a lot of brush. Okay, so we're going to cast it. We're just going to let some line out here. I'm really curious. I mean, it's a brand new bait. Just painted it. All right. So we are on a 1, and that's plenty of tension on my line right now. So a lot of action. This thing just dives, and we'll see what we get, huh? It's deep, that's for sure. We don't have to go fast. I mean, we are going 1.6 miles per hour. But it's a trolling design, I think. You guys probably know better than me on this type of lure. It's new to me. Oop. I'll hold on it. I might be hitting bottom. Yeah, that's not a fish. We're going to lift the tip up, try to run it a little shallower. Be interesting. 16 feet of water, which is probably about the dive, on this. We're going to get real deep here as we get farther down the coastline here. There's a big drop off coming up. Right now, we're just on bottom. Big bait, 6-inch bait. 17 feet here. Got the drag set pretty loose for this. We control 1 all day long and tomorrow. This is the nice thing about having a lithium ion battery at 100 amp hours is just, you got a lot of juice. Never buy an AGM or a lead acid battery ever again. Always get a lithium. I would not buy anything other than a lithium for boating. That's for sure. This would be really interesting if I get something at 16 feet, 17 feet. Yeah. Might be a kokanee. Who knows? I don't know if they'll hit it this big, but maybe a German brown. I painted it as a German brown. See if they're cannibals. Eat their own. feet. 18 feet. 19 feet. 20 feet. We're starting to get to we're at that drop off. It's going to start real deep here. 20 feet. 21. So now we'll get my tip down a little bit. We'll get it to dive a little deeper now. Because we're kind of safe at 20 feet. I don't think it'll go beyond 20 feet. But now this thing is swimming a few feet off bottom, which is really cool. So anything on bottom will be enticed to come up and hit it. Right? Technically. 1 feet, 22 feet, bouncing back and forth. There's some undulations down there. See if we go to a 2, make it come, drag it a little faster, control it a little faster. This thing's got a rattle, so it's making a lot of noise down there. Very, very, very interested. One of those baits you just want to try. You know, I'm not sure if I painted it right though, but I mean, we have German browns in this lake, so an aggressive fish, the browns. So, this, I sure hope we catch something on it. I'm just curious about what's going to hit it. My disappointment will be a perch. Foul hook, a perch down there. It's not, half of it's exciting. Let's see, anybody talking? Is there no walleyes? We don't have walleyes. Walleyes and pikes just aren't here. Unfortunately, might go back and catch his granddaddy. Barbara Bustamante. Water girl. Howdy. Yeah, it's the one in Oregon. Yeah. Hey, Connery. So we are trying a brand new bait. It's a trolling bait. One of those swooping, I don't know what it's called. I'll look it up one day. I'll look it up later. But I painted it as a brown trout. We're at 22 feet. So I want to kind of keep us in that 20-foot realm. So the bait will just be above bottom. Entice anything that's down there. So we're at 20 feet here now. Because this bait's going to dive 15 to 19 feet. So we're just sort of running this bait in that sort of just deeper than it. I'm not seeing a lot of fish on my radar right now, though. But we are running at a 20-foot depth right now, which is what I want. We're just going to give this thing a chance, you know? We'll give it a chance. You know what it's called, Connor? Always go to the youth. Youth know everything. What's your biggest bass this year so far? Well, 2.5 pounds. That's my biggest bass this year so far. Not my biggest fish. You guys saw that big brown. But my biggest bass is 2.5 largemouth. Picked up a couple small smallies. You saw the dink largemouth a little bit ago. Oh, gosh, I'm so interested in this bait. So interested in this thing working. Let's see what it catches. Maybe it's this bait is designed for the ocean. Maybe that's what it is, huh? Is that what it is? Make it look like a mackerel or something like that. Catch something like that. 30 feet. I'm going to head towards shore a bit so I can work that 20-foot roam. On the west side of this lake, it has a drop off fairly close to the shore. So kind of hug the shoreline a bit. I'm hoping that with the drop off, we can clean it. I mean, fish like to ambush on drop offs. So I'm hoping that a fish is going to want to ambush this one. We're at 20 feet again. We're just cruising. I got my trolling motor on 2 at 1.75 miles per hour. Water temperature is 56.5 degrees. It's warming up. We are getting a little shallower, 16 feet. This thing's got to be right off bottom. So we're lifting the tip up in order to keep it from snagging anything down there. Things should bounce off of a lip like that, you know? Oh, 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 oh. Was that bottom? That was bottom. Get me all excited. Probably bounced off of something on the bottom. Felt like a bite. Guy sitting on his dock out there with his dogs. You know, stop and have a drink with them, right? I do have one of the neighbors invited me over for a drink every once in a while. Cup of coffee. Can't drink liquor, so bad for me. Liquor's bad for me. My medication, it's contraindicated to my medication. So I think I've had 3 beers in 8 years, something like that. Such a bad boy. Beer. We can go over and say hi to them, bro. I always like saying hi to the neighbors, get to know all that stuff. Duck scared me. Duck landed right next to me. Scared me. Duck. Okay, we're back at 20 feet. Back at 20 feet. Well, I've got 2 smallmouths and a largemouth so far. Yeah, the bass are finally hitting. I'm trying a new bait I painted right now, and I really want to catch something on it. You know what? He just came up and joined me. Scared the daylights out of me. You too. It's perfect today. Eighteen feet. That's starting to come up a bit. Getting a little closer to the docks. There's a good drop off right near the docks here. So, like I said, this is a good ambush spot for the fish, and that's what I'm hoping. I haven't seen a lot on radar though, so I haven't seen a lot on radar. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Hey, Richard. Yeah, we caught us some bass so far. All right, buddy. See you, Connery. Hey, Oregon Man. Hey. Yep, we're at Lake of the Woods. Trying a new bait of mine. Might give up at the point up here on it. And switch out baits. We are on the west side of the lake right now. Across from, well, ooh, what did I go? Did I feel something? That's probably me turning around. 24 feet, so if I felt something, it might have been a hit. It's not diving that deep. Make me happy. I don't care if it's a kokanee or not, you know? You can catch a kokanee. I mean, salmon are nice. Oregon, just trolling at 23 feet right now on a diver that goes about 19 feet. Connery's a local boy. I stink. I'm still not seeing a lot of fish on the viewfront. Typically, kokanee are going to be about 35 feet deep. So we're at 56.899 degrees in water temp. So 57 degrees, say 57, 56.9. There's a fish down there at 17 feet. Let's see if he's interested in what I've got to offer. Not a very big fish, though. Not a big. He wasn't interested. We're at 12 feet. Came up. We're going to be hitting bottom here with this diver. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring this guy in. I really think this bait will work. I just don't know what it'll catch. And it's kind of crazy. It's a beautiful paint job on it. I mean, he's got all sorts of weeds on him. Anyway, he's got a beautiful paint job on him. He's beautiful gold. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, come on. I'd bite that. Great rattle. I mean, come on. All right. Silly fish. Okay, so I have this other one I just painted too. I want to try this one. It's a red, white, and blue. Look at that. Bam. It's even got acid and mylar in it, so it's got a holographic reflection on it. And then of course I put glitter in the clear coat. I mean, this thing is red, white. This is a very so patriotic fish. I'm gonna hit this, right? And we got this duck. We got a duck. All right. It's a jerk bait, so we are going to work this. Oh, there goes an osprey. He got himself a fish. He's just flying away with a fish right there. I got to see how this thing works. So let's see. We're going to reel this in. It goes down about 5 feet. It's got good swim. It's got a good swim to it at a decent rate of speed. So which is kind of what I expect from it. But we're going to get out here. We are going to toss this thing back. And we are going to run us at about 2 miles an hour. And we'll see if my red, white, and blue bait works. Again, we're going to stay real close to the dots. See if we can entice anything out of the dots. Out from under the dots. Yeah, but we're going to do. Right? Got fishing rod holders on his dock. My type of guy. Nice boat too. I'm not seeing a lot of fish out here, guys. So this is a brand new bait I just painted. First time in the water. So about 5 or 6 foot depths on its dive. We're at 13 feet, 14 feet of depth. We're running along the docks on the west side of Lake of the Woods. And we're just going to troll this. We're going to see, unless I see something down here, we'll stall and work that group of fish if I see anything. It might look like, like a bleeding shad, this red, white, and blue. I don't know. When I painted it, kind of didn't have this color scheme in mind. Just the way it came out. Oh, there's something. There's what fish that we just went over. So let's see if he's interested in the red, white, and blue shirt. It's a little fish, though. It's a little fish. It's a little fish. We're going to run all the way down to the south end of the lake. That's what we're going to do. That's a great largemouth bass area. So, but at the same time, we're going to work all of this. So, let me see what we can do here. On the way, David. I was doing his sea-doo thing. Doing a sea-doo behind him. See him? He's going to go pick up a friend or something. I don't know. I don't know why his friend just doesn't drive over to his house. Wait, folks. Some of these homes made their porches and their vistas, viewing area, just perfect. Like this one here, it's just perfect. He hasn't attached his dock yet, but he's not there yet. But it's just a great vista. Fire pit, really nice. Some of these guys, it's a beautiful dock too. You just got to connect it to the shore. Guess he'll do that one day. Or as it warms up. I'm not seeing any fish on my viewpoint per se. We're just trolling this, and this has got a good rattle in it too. This lure. If I get a tug, it's going to be a fish because we're at 13 feet and it only goes down 5 feet. So if I get a tug, it'll be something. We're using the Shimano SLX Rod and SLX XT bait casting reel, which I highly recommend to you guys. It's a medium heavy um, rod, but fast action. So I can feel the action of the bait right now. I love having a 7-inch screen on my fish finder too, by the way. For me, I can see it better. That's all. We did some remodeling on their house. That wasn't like that last year. It'll look better when it's painted, I'm sure. Right now, it looks kind of unfinished, but it looks good. Yeah, they're still working on it. Come on, fishies. Where are you? You're under the docks. Hug the docks a little bit more. Yeah, outside of it. You can see the docks. See anything under the dock. So you can see under the dock, the water's clear enough. See if there's any fish, shadows under there or whatnot. You find is not seeing it. My eyes ain't seeing it. A lot of times, a lot of crappie will be underneath these things, but largemouth will be feeding off crappie. So I'm just sort of hugging these, and I'm looking, peeking underneath the docks a bit. See if I see any large shadows. See any large shadows? And yeah, I can see the bottom just clear as day. So pretty day, man. If there is a wind, I'm going in the direction of the air. So it's like I don't feel it at all. It's a nice big rock there. And I'm looking for shadows and images on my viewfinder. Sometimes you can see a big old giant bass over here. Little bitty fish. Probably crappie. They like to get right over here. See, I'd play music, but then you guys can't hear me because YouTube will mute me. So I try to talk. 57-degree water, so it's getting warmer, which is wonderful for bass. 60 degrees, we can start hitting top water. Who knows? I mean, if there wasn't so many clouds in the sky, we might hit 60 today. I don't know. Subsurface stuff, maybe. Wake baits, maybe. Red, white, and blue has got a nibble. Nothing, no bites yet. Yeah, 3. Power 3. We are running at 2.5 miles an hour. Nice down something there. See it on the viewfinder, but I don't see any fish around it. What? What's that say? I don't know what that said. It just went ding. Maybe I should stop recording. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, improve my power, huh? Okay, guys. I'll take some pictures of stuff I catch, okay? So might be some stuff around these lakes. You know what? I'm going to try a green pumpkin chatterbait around these docks. I know there's bass around here. So I'm gonna grab a chatterbait. That is a good looking lure. You know, this red, white, and blue one looks really good. I don't know why I didn't give it more of a shot next time. I don't. Okay, so we are going to go. These are not chatterbaits. All else fails, net. We're not going to throw a net yet. We're not failing. We're catching fish. Oh, here. Here. Okay. Chatterbait. We want this one. The original Chatterbait. Now we're going to put a matching plastic on it. I taught you guys about this, about using chatterbaits. It could be pretty good. Let me look at these. Yeah, it looks good. And it's green pumpkin. This is a KVD rodent. Never used one of these. Looks good though. It'll look good on this chatterbait. So we really want to match chatterbaits to their trailers. So, and we want to cut the trailer to where it's okay to break off stuff, you know, and we want that sort of the tail to wag and move the skirt. So we have a primary action creating secondary action. So this is kind of what you want. You want something that this moves the skirt. And you want it to be the same color scheme. So it looks like one fish, you know. So, all right. So, whew, thing's heavy. Always adjust your tension to where it just sort of falls. I want to feel. So this actually chatters at a much slower rate. This is an actual chatterbait brand. So we can actually troll this very, very slow. Over here on this dock. Let's see what we can get over here. Let's see if we can entice anything out. This chatterbait looks pretty good. Not real crazy about that KVD trailer. It just doesn't wag, doesn't create enough primary motion in my book. That's what you kind of want to look at. You know, a trailer should, you know, move. You shouldn't just sit there behind it. Paddle tails work really, really well. But see, this one, I don't know if I'm as crazy. I mean, I'm not really crazy about that KVD one. That chirping sound is an osprey. I'm going to see what other trailer I got. I don't like that trailer. It doesn't move. And that's the whole point of a trailer. And that's its purpose in life, is to move. be with first and secondary. Okay, so I do have some bandito bugs. I know they move. So let's grab a bandito bug. Because they actually have I don't know, a rib on it. And, this one, it's just flat. It just sort of follows, just sort of, I don't know, bandito. I'm not crazy about the KVD. Now, bandito bugs do work. I like them. You bite the heads off in order to make it fit this particular chatterbait. Okay. Run that up to the keeper. So that's what we got now. So now we've got the bandito bug on it. And I happen to know the bandito bug is pretty good. So the line hooked the ends on the spot. Release it. Hurting the line. Right. I don't think I've ever had that happen, but there we go. It up, I guess. First time for everything. Okay, so now I'm looking at it and see now the bandito bug does move. There's action there. And that's what you want. You don't want a trailer that does nothing behind it. So that KVD is not very good. It doesn't do its job. So we're going to come over here and see if we can't entice something up from underneath these docks. Going to do work these docks. Like the chatterbait because it activates at a very slow speed, and I like that. Some chatterbaits you have to really get it, work them fast to get it to chatter. This looks really good underwater. We're just dropping it in front of the dock. We can get something off. It's a good chatterbait. We got a good trailer on it. Go with the green pumpkin. Green pumpkin always. This actually has a little bit of a burgundy in it too. This chatterbait. So it'll be interesting, you know. See what's it. Interesting, the burgundy they put in it. So probably burgundy really imitates more of a rainbow trout, which, that magenta stripe on a rainbow trout. Cool. What are we on? One? Yeah. Trail is behind us a little bit. feels good in my hand. So, and we're working all the way down to the southern end of this lake. Now we're working a chatterbait behind me. And we're looking under the fish finder. Ah, we see some fish. Two. Just passed them, so. This over here, this is a good lily pad area. I like to fish this area when the lily pads are blooming. I'm seeing some decent amount of fish over here. So I'm going to see what we can do over here, guys. I mean, just two, three, one. But we've seen more fish over here than we have anywhere else. Down log here, so let's see. Something's over here. Never know. You just never know what's going to hit when it's going to hit. Good cover down here. That's probably why I'm seeing some bounce back on the radar. Oops. Kind of landed on his dock. It's tied up a little bit around an eye. There we go. There we go. It's a pretty good cover here. The bait looks really good in the water. We'll tell you that. Does look good in the water. Looks like a fish. There we go. Oh, he had a bite. We had a bite. He had a bite. See if we can still find him. That was a good strike, too. That was a large one. Let's see. Here. Just bit it. lost them. I like this Chatterbait design. Like I said, there's a bass here someplace. This is the wonderful suspense of it all. When you get a hit, you're trying to entice this thing out again. But once bitten, twice shy, you know, that's usually the way it works, right? Well, he is twice shy. Let's go to this dock. I know, guys. I had my shot over there, didn't I? Missed him. Tilt my motor up a bit. I wonder what that whistling is. Hmm. There's some small fish under me, perch or crappie. Really annoying sound. An alarm or something for somebody. I don't know. Run past this. A really annoying sound. Aliens. Oops. Perfect. Alrighty. Come on. Let's go for a long cast over there. .57-degree water, so we just passed 57. It's exciting. Let's go deep. Probably a trout. He's fishing. You're going to go back to ultralight. Had good success with the ultralight today, so go back to it. This is a wake bait. You think it's a think a wake bait will work? Went other way. My subsurface ones. Nope. Ooh, but you know what? Again, a new one. I think it's going to catch. It's going to catch. If I was to buy this, I would say definitely. And I'm going to say definitely because I painted it. Square bill and a craw. And I think it's going to catch. Give this guy a wide berth. He's fishing off his dock. Passing over a few fish. Let's see what happens. A smart car up there. Nice. No offense to those who knock down too. Okay. Pass it over. Good morning. We're doing okie dokie. Justin enjoying, like you, day on the water. No, you really can't. This is what we worked our whole lives to do. Bass. Couple smallmouths and a largemouth already. Just had one jump next to you. Yeah, well, the water's finally warming up. We're at 57 degrees. So the bass are starting to come up, and they're just starting. About time. I've been very patient.
Any kind of this fishing, you got to be patient.
You do. Yeah, the trout and kokanee have had their day. I want my bass back. Let's see if we can get that guy. It's coming at me now. Little bit breeze. All right, I'm gonna have to turn you guys off because I think I gotta be running out of power by now, huh? Yeah, 49%. Pretty good. I really think I know this lure is gonna work. It's just too pretty. Building something, a house over here. Oh, that's a major remodel. See the bottom. Pretty shallow for a square building. See, looking at the fish finder, seeing what's down there, guys. And Rouse. So in here, put a split frequency. See if I can pick up anything on a different frequency. Like they're building a whole new house there. I didn't think that was allowed. Probably keep one wall up and call it a remodel. I've seen lots of people do that. It's the wrong way. Each their own. I don't. It's a big house. For here anyway. House here. Ooh, ooh, I am going over somebody's line. They just left it out there, didn't they? Oh my goodness. I'm going to capture it, I think. That's what I'm going to do. Accident. Yep, I sure did. Did not see his line. Dang it. Did not see his line. There you go. I just leave it out there. I knew I was going to catch him. Nobody on that line. Technically, I think that's illegal. Can't do that. But people do what they want to do. Leave it out there. It's like, we've got nothing on his line. Yeah, little bitty baby. Seven and a half degrees water. 2.5 degrees from top water. Time is 1 o'clock. And it's true. Yeah, got 3 more hours to go. Had Morning. Yeah, yeah. Couple smallmouth bass, a largemouth bass. Oh, no, it's a square bill crank that I painted. It's a sort of a craw color. So, thank you. You guys taking a lunch break?
Taking a little lunch break, yeah.
Can't beat the view.
Yeah.
Can't beat the view. They're doing a remodel on that. There's some repairs on that house. Head out to the dock. Relax. I'm down to Southern End, where we were headed. Girl Scout camp is down there. And we're going to cut over and work very southern rim of this lake. We're going to go with a subsurface or a wake bait. Really shallow down there and a lot of vegetation. So at 57.5 degrees, we might get something hit near surface. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. We got something. Oh, we got something. We got something. We got something. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here. Oh, I had something. Dang it. He was on. Oh, dang it. Well, what did this work? Dang it. Yeah, we'll get another one. We'll get another one. That hit like a largemouth. That hit like a largemouth. Dang it. That wasn't. Why is that? When we were talking. Yeah, it's going to get distracted. That's usually when they hit. Distract everybody. Remember that house last year? Must have painted or something. Lift the tip up and it creates a shallower dive. It's where you look at baits, they say like 4 feet, 6 feet. It all depends really on retrieve speed and your tip height. I think that one's the Foggy's house right there. Yeah. Yeah, because their neighbors just did a remodel there. It was beautiful. It's wind. But you know, on our way back, we'll have it to our back. Be great. We're on 4 right now. So I'm ahead with you guys. It's 20 miles per hour. It's 2.5 down. Headwind 7.6. Oh, that's bite. Wait, bite. Bite. Spike. Hit it twice. I use really sharp hooks, so I'm shocked. They're not hooked. That's bottom. 6, 7. So we gotta pull the tip up. Okay, we are in, right now we're in the largemouth area. So this is largemouth F. Look at this. Run this up. Girl Scout. Right? This is my favorite part of the lake for largemouth bass. Bottoms. That tip up. Iron. There's some vegetation down here. We're going to work that. There's the lily pad area next month. Six feet deep here. I can stand up on the bottom of this. Safe. But it's pretty shallow. As deep as I am tall. Really good spots over here. So we're going to hit some wake baits and some subsurface baits over here. Really going to work. We're going to see what we can do over here at 57.5-degree water. 57 degrees. Vegetation. So we're going to switch this out because we're now diving too deep for this water. Hello. Shoot me out of the water, huh? We're going to go with you. do this guy. Have good success with them. He's only going to dive about 2 feet deep, so we should be good. Don't operate the tiller. All right, good. This is sort of a perch paint job on it. We're going to come over here. This is really good fishing. Yeah, I tell people come to due south, and they never do. But that's all right. It's my area. Really is the best part for bass fishing over here. This is the marina. But you don't catch big bass typically at the marina, so the smallies are good. See the vegetation of the lily pads where we're going to have lily pads at. Kind of in a windless area right here. Get over here to the vegetation a little bit more. Be interesting. Let's see. Let me inspect this area. Looks like some lily pads are starting to pop up here. I wonder. Toss a spider up there. We can get one to pop up for us. Let's put a spider on. Let's put a spider on. You know what? Oh, I would love to catch a top water lily pad. But at least stronger line. I can't get it with an ultralight. We are going to have to go with medium heavy. Lily pads here. We put the spider in here. Here. Okay. Spider. Way too early to get off water, but oh, like we got some lily pads over here too. This is the best lily pad area. You have no idea. All right. Scared the birds. Here comes an osprey. He's looking. Go over here. Ah, that looks good, doesn't it? Where there's bass, there's grass, right, guys? Or where there's grass, there's bass. Whatever. You know what I mean. Bees. I hate bees. I think it's done more this way. Okay, I'm going to pause you guys.